Hello.
Hey guys, y'all come on in, sit down and just take it easy.
We are trying to get everything lined up.
Yeah.
Can y'all see and hear us, or no? Are we in the
Are
wrong
we
room?
in the wrong room this time? We usually end up, we don't ever know where we're going to be at, so.
These rooms mess our minds up, so tell me, are we in the right room?
Hey guys, y'all come on in,
I got.
sit down and just take it easy. All right, kill your mic.
We are trying to get everything lined up.
Yeah.
See and hear us, or no? Are we in the wrong room?
All right, in the wrong room this time. We usually end up, we don't ever know where we're going to be at, so.
All right, Big Bear, you're going to have me read stuff. Do y'all hear us or no?
We just need to know if y'all can hear us, if we're even in the right room.
I can see and hear you both. Thank you,
Thank you, Man Pam.
At least they Quake Lake, they're telling us they hear us. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Echoes. It will for just a minute. The echo should stop. I turned the speaker off. I had a speaker on.
Yeah, we forgot to have one of our I have one of our mics still turned on. It's just we have to reset everything every time we go live, and just trying to make sure that we get everything back up, get it going good.
I saw Palmetto Paratrooper.
Oh wow, man, I haven't seen Palmetto Paratrooper in a while. There's Key. Hey
Truck, Wallace Knife, Suburban, Big Family, Donna Norris.
Southern Dutchman, Jackie E.
Big Bear.
Big Bear, Donna Norris.
Okay. Wendy Benjamin. So we've got quite a few jumped in right quick.
Yeah, scroll this thing up where I can see.
We're having trouble seeing. Just a minute.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
Now then, maybe we're doing okay.
Hey, we're doing pretty good. I hope all of y'all have had a great week. We've had a very interesting week.
Check the settings again. They still have an echo. So we've got quite a. We did this once. We jumped in right quick.
Yeah.
No.
It is a TV mic off.
Now I'm not sure.
Hey, we're doing pretty good. Check it. Let's see here. Had a very interesting.
The settings again. They still have it. Hold up a second. Keep talking. Talk.
Oh, okay. I'm just sitting here watching her. We're just trying to make sure.
Okay, see if that's it.
See if that's any better. We're having to kill mics here because all the mics are turned on everywhere, and we're hoping that.
We were listening to everybody else, so if you turn off the desktop volume and keep talking. Desktop volume.
Oh, okay. We did turn the desktop off. That's what we did.
Yeah, and we had the TV volume on, so does that make it any different? Liam Hams.
Okay, they said it's much better. Okay, we had to turn the other mic off on the TV, so maybe that'll.
That should help.
That should help.
Thank you, Palmetto.
Yeah, just hoping all y'all
yeah, and we
had a good week. I mean, I hope all y'all just come on in and sit down, just have a good afternoon. And just enjoy each other's company. I mean, that's what we really do this for. I mean, Juan and I are just kind of laid back people. I think Tommy with Off-Grid Nation and Ethan with Off-Grid Kid were here this week, and I think they kind of come to the realization of just how laid back we are.
They're not used to country life as we know it, put it that way. I think they kind of learned what it is to just chill.
Yeah. I think Tommy with Ethan with Off-Grid Kid were here this week.
Okay, I'm going to give him my fan because now he's hot. This is really weird.
It's really weird. Maybe hot.
Echo is still bad. Okay, I'm not sure what we're doing here, guys. Learned what it is. Let me see if I need. Hold on.
Okay, let's just check everything. We're not going away. We're still here.
Let's see if I need to go into a different room and a different way of going about it. Give me a second. We shall try going in.
Try another way.
These rooms are so crazy because if we set a live stream up ahead of time, we still end up in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Okay, so now do you hear?
I have to drag you. Chat up.
In just a second. All right, do you guys hear an echo?
Now, do you hear an echo now?
Let's see where are we at? There we go.
Okay.
Now then, is it any better, or do you sound okay to me now? Thank you, Amy. Stand by my.
Yeah, a
They
lot of
just
people say the echo's
posted.
gone. Sounds good. Sounds good. No
Y'all, it's
feedback.
going so fast. If I could,
Okay.
there's no way I
Everybody
could.
says it's perfect. So, okay. All right. So, I mean, hope y'all had an interesting week, like I was saying. You know, we had Tommy from Off Grid Nation here, and his son Ethan. He was here. We really had a blast with them. We, I mean, really, until someone comes to visit, you really don't get to know them that well. But when Tommy and Ethan was here, we really got to know these guys, and I'm telling you, they're really some jam up guys. They're very interesting.
Ethan's awesome, y'all.
Ethan is awesome. I'm telling you, Ethan is just cool. I mean, Tommy's done a fantastic job raising him. I mean, I think that you know that Ethan's going to grow up to be a fine young man. I really believe that. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's wanting to get started off right. And I think that
I don't know what I'm doing here.
I'm having
He's watching me, and
I'm watching her, and she's got everything going everywhere over here. I'm just trying to keep my train of thought going. But you know, Ethan's going to be a fine young man. And, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's really got some good goals set for his life, and I kind of appreciate that.
I think he's kind of causing Tommy to become a little bit of an adult sometimes.
Well, I mean,
he brings the adult part in with Tommy, and I'm sorry, Tommy, that just
yeah.
We've had a good running joke with Tommy all week, but Ethan's more like an adult, where Tommy's more like a kid most of the time, and it's so funny to see the differences. And they have such a good relationship, and Ethan had a ball. Just
Ethan, every time when Ethan come up missing, we would find him missing every so often. He would always be at the chicken pen. The guy loves chickens, and
there he is.
There he is.
All right, there's
Ethan. All right.
Well, the deal is, I tried to send 5 Bantam roosters home with them on a 10-mile trip. I mean, a 10-hour trip. 5 little crowing roosters, and Tommy threatened my hide. He wouldn't take them. Ethan would have took them if he'd have had a place to put them.
Yeah, if he had a pen to put them in, I believe he would have took them. But yeah, we enjoyed having both of them here. It was really a blessing. I mean, we had such good fellowship with them. I mean, I guess that was the part that we loved the most. We could sit down and talk with like-minded people about homesteading stuff. And the thing that I liked is that they were interested in learning about what was going on here. They hadn't been here, 15 minutes? And they were already ready to put their shoes on and their boots and get to work.
Yeah, and they were really eager to work, which was really surprising sometimes. I mean, not at you and Tommy, Ethan, but yet lots of people in general say they want to work, but when they get here, they really don't. And we got a lot of little projects done. I mean, they helped clean up some limbs. They helped cut a little bit of firewood. What else? They helped trim some trees.
Tommy actually cut some limbs out of some trees for us. They helped feed. I mean,
there's
a lot.
They washed dishes. They washed dishes, y'all. I just forgot to take pictures of Tommy and Ethan washing dishes.
Yeah, you didn't get that. Yeah, and Tommy and them got their bacon. They actually ate a little bit of the bacon when they were here, and they said they loved it. So I'm gonna take it that they really enjoyed it. Matter of fact, I think Tommy's wife told him she's gonna chop his arm off or something. He didn't bring something back for her, you know. So I'm glad that they enjoyed the bacon. That's one thing we wanted to be able to bless them with. And Suburban says, "I'll work for bacon."
I think we're out of bacon right now. Somebody's got to do some more bacon before we can have bacon.
We got to get some more pork bellies to do that with. But we've had a blast this week. I mean, you know, we've got so many things done. You know, we're still in the remodeling.
Hey, Lisa shot. She made it. That's cool. Yeah, we're still remodeling. Every day he's gradually working on my stuff, and so I think we're gonna have some videos of the remodeling this next week.
Probably this next week, we're hoping to be able to have some of the video up of some of the remodeling we've been doing. and I'm kind of hoping that maybe y'all enjoy that. I don't know. You may not give a flip about remodeling. I don't know, but we're gonna try to.
Susie Q says they're cooking it tomorrow.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay. Okay, Tommy's wife's on here, so she said they're gonna be cooking some tomorrow. Great, great.
Yeah, so we've got we've had them here like 3 days, I think. They left this morning.
This morning at 4 o'clock this morning.
I was in bed. I didn't get up.
Yeah, I heard them when they got up. I wasn't gonna bother them because I knew they probably was anxious to get on the road, so I just let them go on out the door, and keep going. And of course they called us when they was about about halfway and let us know they were doing okay.
Yes, because I was the mama. I told him to call and let me know he had made it, and Tommy did. He's pretty good about remembering that kind of stuff. So he called and said they were over on the other side of Atlanta.
I think it was Atlanta, yeah.
And then I think they made it home probably mid-afternoon or something.
Yeah. But we had a great time with them. I mean, we always enjoy getting with the right people. You know what I mean? That's when you have good people visit, it just it makes all the difference in the world. And I was able to sit down with Tommy one-on-one and Ethan one-on-one, and able to sit and actually talk serious with them. I mean, that's something we don't get to do very often, to sit down and talk serious with people. But we did get to sit down and talk serious with them, and was able to discuss some of the events maybe happening in the country, some of the future things for homesteading. Because see, Tommy and them was wanting to get them a homestead started, and they had tons of questions about starting a new homestead. And hopefully some of the things I said, maybe it sparked an interest in them. I know when they left, Tommy told me, he says, I'm ready to start homesteading now. Yeah. He said, I'm ready to go get a place and start right now. So
I think we're going to have to start taping the conversations.
So
we didn't tape all their conversations. I mean, we may be YouTubers. We didn't tape everything. We just taped what we wanted to tape, I guess you'd say. There's a Pratt family too.
Hey, Mike and Jenny.
A View is a View wants a tiny house on a little piece of land. Now Miss Pam, you could live in a tiny house, but I don't think you could put all your wigs in that tiny house.
No, I don't think so. Not from the videos I've seen.
You'd have to have a bunch of shelves.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe she could have her an outbuilding there and just keep them stored next to it right there real close. Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we started out the week with our greenhouse.
Hold on. Linda Smith says, I'm jealous. When I move to Mississippi in a couple of years, can I come visit? Yes. If you want to come visit, just get with us, let us know, and you can come and visit with us.
Hey, Miss B Lady, how are you? I see she made it in.
Yes. Oh, well, where do we start at tonight, baby?
We started with the greenhouse.
We start with the greenhouse.
We were kind of tired last weekend. I guess it's kind of a theme every week. We're kind of tired, but last weekend we had company during the week, and so we have a wolf. Somebody wants to wolf one day. That'd be awesome. Shep.
Oh, that's Tim Beverly.
No, Shep for.
I thought I seen Tim said that.
No, Shep for her.
Oh, Shep's for her. Okay.
Wants to wolf at Deep South. That'd be great. But anyway, the greenhouse. We hadn't done a greenhouse in a while, so I decided we would take and run out there and do a greenhouse view right quick. And I know it's a little bit of a shaky camera system and stuff.
Yeah,
I was in a hurry.
She was in a hurry that day.
But we were pushed for time, and Danny's been working on this construction project we got going on.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to take time to do a big long video, and it didn't take but just a little while to edit something like that, where I just went through and just took pictures of everything.
Yeah.
So the greenhouse is doing good. We've been eating peppers and tomatoes and some lettuce, and I'm not really. What else have we been eating out of there?
Well, no, Doug, we're not still building our greenhouse. I know you may be still building yours. I've been kind of keeping up a little bit there.
No, our greenhouse is finished.
Our greenhouse is finished.
Except for some fans and stuff later.
Yeah, we got some solar fans and stuff like that. We're going to try to be installing in the near future. We got some shelves we're going to be putting in it because it's getting to the time of the year. As a matter of fact, we should have started our small tiny plants. We just haven't done it yet. we just got to get. Matter of fact, that's one of the things we're going to be doing this week.
Yeah, and Wallace Knife Works was saying something about building sharp things. He's using some sharp things.
I'm using some sharp things.
He's going to do a video, hopefully, of some tools he got from Wallace Knife Works.
Yeah.
We've got several videos, I guess, showing things that Danny's going to be using, and some tools from Wallace Knife Works is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think we have a couple of reviews coming up.
Yeah, we got some. Well, we got a few reviews coming up on some things.
Then the construction.
We got the construction project coming up.
We're gonna start that sometime. We have a couple more videos with Tommy and Ethan. So next week's pretty full already.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, it's one of those things that, you know, being a YouTuber and a homesteader, y'all have to understand that our homesteading is our life. And being it is our life, homesteading comes first to us. You know, YouTube comes second. So we do our homesteading first, and then whatever's left over in our time, then we do YouTube, basically.
Yeah, and sometimes over the next couple of weeks, it might be that we have to do some short videos and throw out some stuff that's not perfect, but I know y'all be okay with that. It'll be whatever we're doing right at the moment.
Because we're going to be planting English peas. Maybe this week, if everything holds out, you know, we're going to be getting them in the ground.
I don't think it's going to rain, and the days are right, so we're fixing to put our English peas. So we'll have that video coming up. The potatoes the week after.
Right. SG Woodard asked, is the greenhouse attached to the house? No, it's not attached to the house, SG. It's attached to the back of my shop. It actually serves a dual purpose. It's a place for us to keep our winter plants, and we've been harvesting stuff, eating out of it all winter so far. But it also heats up the back side of my shop so that my barn stays warm on the inside.
Miss Pam mentioned a toolbox. She's got her daddy's toolbox, and she wants you, Danny, to tell her some of the tools. She wants to do a video. So Miss Pam, if you'll send me an email or something later, we'll get together. I've been meaning to call you. We've just had so much company lately till I hadn't gotten around to it. But Danny would be glad to help you with the toolbox. Yeah.
But anyway, you know, we got to, like I said, we've got to get some things going this week. We've got the English peas has got to go in the ground this week. We've got to get our Irish potatoes cut. They got to start curing because we like to let our Irish potatoes cure for about a week before we put them in the ground. So we've got to be able to get that going this coming week. And plus, we're watching the planting signs because we try to plant in the right signs of the moon and everything.
That's what Dee said. She said she thought the moon would be right next Saturday. So,
yes.
And I don't think it's going to rain here because we looked earlier, and I think we have like 10% maybe next weekend.
Yeah,
so.
It's not much next weekend. And the temperatures are going to warm up a little bit during the week this week, but then they're going to drop back off to be a little bit cooler toward the weekend. So, you know, hopefully everything's going to go all right.
Lonely House Prepper says, do you wish you had built the greenhouse bigger? Not really.
No.
We don't need a greenhouse for very long, so.
A greenhouse we only need a greenhouse for maybe 2 months out of the year.
And sometimes it's too hot to do anything then.
Yeah, and then even, I mean, I can give you, for instance, if it's, say, 60 degrees outside and the sun's shining bright, it's close to 100 degrees in the greenhouse. So we have to open up the windows and doors in there, and even at 60 degrees on a bright sunny day, you know, and I guess the coldest, it got down to 15 degrees here for 3 days in a row, and the greenhouse only dropped to 40 degrees at night. So it didn't
really get too cold.
Didn't really get too cold in it. So I was kind of, you know, and that's with no heaters in it or anything. And that kind of, that was exciting to know that at 15-degree wind chill, it still did not drop below 40 degrees.
Yeah.
We've not lost anything in our greenhouse this year, so we're really excited about that.
Even though it gets hot, it's not been hot enough. He opens the doors and the windows. He's got screens, and it's cooling it back down pretty good, even though it's kind of warm outside.
Right. And actually, when we went in the greenhouse with Tommy and Ethan this past week, Tommy saw the blueberry tomatoes in there. I think Gopher Green was on here a while ago. I thought I seen.
He was.
Gopher Green knows about those blueberry tomatoes from the Indigo series because he grows them. And we grow them here also. And Tommy saw those blueberry tomatoes in there, and he asked me, he says, could I just please taste one of those tomatoes? And he popped one of them things in his mouth, and I mean, you could see the expression on his face. He was like, oh my God, I have never tasted a tomato that tasted that good. And he wanted to know what kind of tomato it was. I mean, he was just freaking out. No,
we forgot to send seeds. Okay, Off-Grid Nation, we're sending you some seeds for those tomatoes. Maybe you can grow some at the cabin.
Tommy says they were awesome. Tommy, I was planning on giving you some seeds before you left here, so I'm going to have to get an address, and we're going to have to get you some seeds sent to you, man.
I have his address, I think.
Okay, as long as we got his address. And even Ethan ate one of them, and I thought that was pretty cool because Ethan's not a big tomato eater. He actually checked one of them out.
And so. they drank muscadine juice.
Yeah, they drank fresh muscadine juice that we had.
I mean, we had them. They were experiencing all kinds of stuff they've never had before. Believe me, they probably won't ever come back again. But you know, they're going. These people are the carrots. I forgot. Ethan loved the carrots.
Ethan loved the carrots. We took Ethan and Tommy down to the carrot patch, and we let them pull a few carrots, and Ethan eat them fresh, and I don't know if he's a big carrot eater, but I think
he likes carrots.
He likes carrots, and he said that he thought they was really nice. So I mean, we basically put them through the homestead and ringer, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, they got a full dose of what it's like to be on Deep South for 3 days.
3 days. What life is like here at Deep South. Now we didn't ramp it up like we usually do because as guests we don't want to push them too hard, but
until Scratch Maid comes.
Yeah,
when Scratch Maid comes, all bets is off. We're gonna ramp.
Yeah, well, they're not. I mean, they're like family now, though. I mean, because they've been here more than twice.
See, there's Scratch. Hey guys.
Yeah.
King B. It's actually chilly on the deck tonight. Danny's got the back door open. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I actually have the back door open, and it's like 45 degrees outside. This heater behind us here is just. All right. It's just got it.
1919 Farmhouse wants to know, would you share some sugarcane seed? Ours do not come from seed.
Our sugarcane is a rhizome. You have to plant the stalk in the ground. It does not come from seed. The only person I know of, I don't even know if I know of anybody. I was going to say Zach, but I don't think Zach even has any seed because he told us he had only a very few, and he was going to send us some, but he never did. So I'm guessing that he just didn't have enough to send.
We planted all of our, what do you call them? The stalks. We planted all the stalks, and we've had to cut down the small plants twice already.
And if it turns freezing cold again, we're going to have to do it a third time.
We'll have to go cut them down again.
Yeah, so I mean, that everything's doing really good here. The only problem is I keep records of the weather. I keep records of the rainfall. I keep records of everything that has to do with the weather for year after year after year. And I was looking back the other day. It seems like this year, according to temperatures and what's going on, we may be about 3 weeks early this year with everything. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this magnetic polar shift that they're talking about, or if it's the fact that there was the El Nino in the Pacific is played out, or La Nina. I forget which one it was now.
Lisa Schatz wanting to know, do we know where she can find multiplying onion sets? Where are you at? Are you in Mississippi, Lisa? Now, I can't remember right off. You'll have to remind me.
Yeah, just let us know where you're at, and if you're close enough, we could actually get some to you. We have a few. We don't have a lot, but we have a few.
But we do have what is called multiplying onions.
Yes. You have to be careful right now because there is a lot of onions out there that they call multiplying onions that's not actually multiplying onions.
But we have the original,
I've got some old varieties, yeah.
Yankee Living says they're going to have to plow through 2 feet of snow to plant snow peas.
Oh, wow. Yeah, music, well, that's right. The El Nino is dying down, and because of that, it's letting the polar vortex come further south this year. So we're having some really, I'm going to call it roller coaster weather. It's up and down and up and down, and it'll be 75 today, and tomorrow it's 45. You really don't know what it's going to do from day to day.
We have been graced with Mr. Dirt. Did you see the video? That's one of the videos we had up. Is
Mr.
I'm
Dirt.
too sexy for my shirt.
You had to see the video, man. It's up at Deep South Homestead. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Tommy made the video, man. Him and Barry.
And then what it was, well, Tommy was here. I mean, no, Mr. Dirt was here.
Yep.
Off-Grid Nation had been picking at him on his live shows about his shirt.
Yep.
So Mr. Dirt decided to leave the shirt for Tommy. So we did a video of Mr. Dirt presenting the shirt to Tommy. And when Empty Hammock was here, we showed it to him. So he did a video just for it. So I put the two together. And when Tommy got here, we showed him the two and got his reaction. And it was hilarious.
It was funny, y'all.
We had to share that. That was just
that
was just too good to not share and give everybody a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people got upset because they was talking about, oh, I can't believe y'all to put a video up like that. But look,
mentioning Hugh Hefner.
Look, y'all, this video was just strictly for fun. It had nothing to do with the Playboy bunnies or anything like that.
And we weren't
trying to promote that or anything. We just had ourselves a blast.
Yeah, we got Mrs. Dirt in here now.
Oh, we've even got Julianne in here. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and we have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
If you hadn't figured that out, we may have a weird sense of humor.
Yeah, maybe a little weird every now and then.
We just enjoy laughing. We enjoy having fun with things, and that's part of it. And y'all, Tommy made some really weird videos this week. I don't know if he'll put them all up, but if y'all had to have been in Piggly Wiggly to see that one. But if he puts it up, just be looking for a Piggly Wiggly video.
Looking for Piggly Wiggly videos. Cool. And look at how we fed them, because we have Tommy, I think, did Tommy get the clip of how we fed him?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I think he filmed his own video about because when you get here, you become a prisoner. And Tommy's going to show a video on how we feed our people here. So
the true dirt on how Deep South.
Yeah, I think that's what he told me. He says, I got to put this video out there, So.
And Julianne just said that she's putting up on Dirtpatcheaven. It'll be a Braid Girls on Monday. She and I did a Braid Girls while she's here. She's run a little behind with everybody's videos, but she's gradually working them in as she can. And so there'll be a Braid Girls up on Monday. And like I said, somewhere between now and sometime next week, we have at least one, if not two more videos with Tommy and Ethan.
Yeah. I mean, and y'all, this is a homesteading channel. But, I've got to be honest about some things. Every now and then, good people just need to have fun. I mean, if we're serious all the time about homesteading, and we just don't ever take time to laugh, life becomes boring. And y'all will become bored with us just sitting and talking about homesteading all the time. So every so often, we're going to throw up these videos that's just humorous, and they may be a little funny. Actually, Barry shot a couple of them here.
Y'all, if he puts that one up too, y'all don't take it that Barry's being ugly, because I thought it was like the funniest thing ever. And if any of you know me, you will catch the humor in all of it. It is hilarious.
Yeah, so I mean, we try when everybody comes here, we try to shoot a couple of fun videos and let them put them up. It's just fun. That's all it is.
Miss B Lady says she has a home now in Florida, only 7 hours away. Well, when you get to Florida, you let us know and you head over this way. 7 hours is not a bad drive. Ask Tommy. He did 10. Yeah,
Tommy made it just, I think, 11 hours. I think he made it. So
10, 11.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, SG. Laughter is the best. That's actually biblical. Laughter is one of the best medicines that you can have. And we did, okay, I got to get back on my videos here. Gosh.
North versus South. I see that they're posting it in there. Yes, the newest North versus South came out today, and it was the fall series.
Yes.
And I put the link in the description below that is our playlist. It has mine and Julianne's, or Danny's and Julianne's, I should say, all in the playlist, so you can see all of them. If you haven't watched those 4 in the series, they are awesome.
John, your blueberries have been dying over the winter. I do not know what's up with that. Because blueberries are not susceptible to very many viruses or anything. So, you know, I don't know what's. I mean, unless you tell me a little bit about the situation they're under, I don't know that I could actually give you any kind of an answer on that. It's right. It's just it's kind of one of them things. I don't know if maybe the freeze got some of them this year. It might have bit the tops back on because I've had that to happen to some of ours. The freeze that we had, that 15-degree temperature for 3 days, has bit the ends of a lot of our limbs back, and I'm having to go around and prune a lot of them. So it could be that something like that might have happened.
Yeah. So there we got our north versus south.
Yeah, that was actually a very interesting time with me and Julianne. We actually come to the conclusion that there are not any similarities between the North and the South that are the same. I mean, we couldn't find any.
Everything to do with planting and animals and everything
was completely different. Julianne talked about they could kill their ducks and hang them in the smokehouse. If they wanted to pluck them, they could pluck them. If they didn't want to, they could do it the next day or something like that. Or they could stretch their butchering out over 2 or 3 days. And see here, if we get a 20-degree morning or a 30-degree morning, we have to. I mean, we got to run with it. We got to be from finish to end. There's no hanging them for a day or two here because it might be 20 degrees today. Tomorrow it might be 65 or 70. So we can't do that.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the. I guess Danny enjoyed that so much, and Julianne seemed to really enjoy that back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
Just trying to find something that they had in common, but yet everything was so different.
Everything was just completely
different. And we were just
different.
blown away by how different everything was. So when you're thinking about homesteading, if you watch a channel and you really like a channel and you go, I'm just going to do what they do, it may not work for you. You have to really get with people in your area. It's good to watch all these YouTube channels because we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot and say, don't watch our channel.
Right.
But just know it might not work. You have to talk to people in your area and say, I saw so-and-so do this. What do you think? Will it work here?
Yes.
Because it is different. Even Danny and I are finding that we have to do things different from year to year, and we live on this property year to year.
Yes, Min Pam. Min Pam says, do you use the Farmer's Almanac? Yes, I do. And I think it's great. We try to plant according to the days on the Farmer's Almanac, if at all possible.
John Henry said he's headed to work now.
Oh, okay.
Was
John,
yeah,
you're the one that asked about the blueberries. I'm sorry I couldn't give you any more on it because I don't know. It could have been you could have had a drought this summer. Could be too much rain. Blueberries, their roots get soggy sometimes. It depends on if they're in clay soil or whatever. It could be a ton of different things. Oh.
All right.
Let's see.
Animals.
Animals.
I went and shot all the animals,
yes.
Showing the animals how they're doing because we hadn't done an animal update in a while. And I had the chickens, my hens were out free ranging, and I thought, well, I'll take some video of them. We have all 14 of the baby rabbits still until they get a little bigger. They're not quite big enough.
They're not quite big enough to go to freezer camp yet.
And what else? The sheep still don't want us nowhere near them.
Yeah.
They want to get right up to Danny, like this far from him. And if you reach to touch them, they just,
Teresa says, Wanda, how are y'all liking the new stove? We actually don't have it yet. They were supposed to have delivered it this past week, and it didn't show up. So we're hoping that maybe Monday or Tuesday, one of those days, that it actually gets to.
And we still can't use it for a while.
Oh no, it'll still be a while before we use it because I've got a ton of work to do before we actually get it installed. So
we've just gotten the floor right now where we want it. And we'll be doing videos on it.
Yeah.
But right now the floor's done, the wall's done, and we're waiting on the stove, and then we'll start the next process.
Yeah, we'll start, into the next part of it there. But let's see. With the almanac, do y'all use? There are so many, I don't know which
The
one
one
to use.
we've got.
We
explain
use,
that.
uh,
Explain the big thick one.
the big thick almanac that they come out with year after year. I don't like that almanac. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's very confusing unless you really understand how to read the signs. Uh, you know, certain plants have to be planted during the decrease of the moon. Certain plants have to be planted in the increase of the moon.
And two, it has so many pages. I mean, it's a big, thick almanac, but most of it's junk. It's just
ads and stuff like that. We usually get the small almanac here.
I don't know if you can
It's
see
a 2017 Small Farmer's Almanac.
These are free. You don't pay for them.
I got to answer a question here. Julianne says, is it the stove that was on the trailer coming to you from months ago? No, Julianne, it's not that one. This is a brand new one that we purchased. We actually picked out one that we've been looking at for quite some time and went ahead and ordered it because Wanda and I are not getting any younger. We need a stove that will burn a lot longer on a load of wood than what we've got. So we decided to go ahead and get the new stove coming, and we're going to just, it's been a major process to actually get this thing installed. So
yeah, a lot of work.
But anyway, back to the almanac. I just didn't want to let that get past me. I saw that come up there.
This almanac came from our bank in town, and we also have did have a feed store that we got them from.
Yeah.
They're little. This one is more or less for, I think, our area. I'm not sure. Let me.
No, it's got the whole United States in it.
No, it does.
Yeah, this one gives the whole United States.
And it just has the information you need. It's got a little bit of junk, but not much. This is mainly for.
It's mainly about planting and the moon signs and hunting signs and fishing signs and all that kind of stuff. It has to do with just homesteading in general.
Yeah, so I mean, look around your local. I don't know how other towns do it, but ours always has, in the towns around here, have these little ones for free at feed stores and things like that.
And sometimes they'll say they want $1 for them, but if you buy feed and stuff from them, they'll usually give them to you.
Yeah.
Mike wanted to know, is there any truth about the moon? So I'm trying to remember in my mind the questions going by. Is there any truth to setting a fence post by the moon? Mike, that basically, when the moon...
Mr. Rain says never's a good time.
The moon actually causes the earth to swell and decrease. That's why we have a high tide and a low tide. And if you dig a hole at one particular point of the moon, you'll have too much dirt to put back in the hole. If you dig it at one other point of the moon, and you won't have enough to fill it back up. I know that might sound crazy, but it's honestly the truth. So I don't think it has anything to do with setting a fence post. If you just dig the hole and pour concrete around it, I think it doesn't play any part in it. But now if you're going to use the dirt to put back around it, it might.
Yeah. Somebody's asked them, would Tractor Supply have them? I'm not sure. Now, Tractor Supply sells the big ones. I do know that.
Yeah, because we saw the big ones at Tractor Supply for like $10. I saw them.
And I'm just not paying that for.
Yeah, we're not gonna buy a Farmer's Almanac anyway. You can get them free.
Yeah, we're cheap. Just saying.
Yeah.
And that way, just check around. I don't know any other place to say that would have them except for feed stores.
Yeah, feed stores, and it depends if you live in an area where farming is very prevalent. If you live in a city, you're probably not going to find them.
Yeah, exactly.
But you live in a rural area, then you probably will be able to find them at your local feed stores and stuff. Or you might could go online and order it.
True. And that brings us to grilled waffles.
Grilled waffles with Off-Grid Kid. Look, Ethan had himself a blast because Ethan loves waffles, y'all. And Ethan wanted to make his own waffles at Deep South Homestead because he's been wanting a cast iron waffle for quite some time now.
And we told him he needed to hunt one with the flip handle. Yeah,
because I watched JC over there at Boss of the Swamp. I've been watching him for a long time. And he has been refinishing some of the old cast iron waffles that you can that flips on top of base that they set on, and ours does not set on a base like that. And I told Ethan if he wanted to get a good one, then he needs to see if he can locate one of the antique ones that has the base that sets on it. Then it's a lot easier to make the waffles. Ours is just a little bit difficult to.
Yeah, you can't flip it as easy.
You can't flip it as easy.
Mr. Dirt saying, waffles. I'm sorry, Mr. Dirt. We didn't even think about making waffles when you were here.
Yeah.
That my bad. But no, Ethan, he did a great job, and everybody complimented Ethan on his professionalism
and the way he handled himself making the video. He did a great job. He's very professional at it.
That he should be on the Food Network and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be awesome for Ethan to be on the Food Network as the youngest cook.
Well, that would be cool. Actually, I had a lady, I called her and then she called me back. And we were talking about Ethan there, and she told me, she said, he's going to be a lady killer. You know that. This guy is so cute. He's just going to be, the women's just going to adore him. So if Ethan's still on, I can tell in his future he's going to have a problem with the women folks.
He is. He said he loved his grilled waffles.
Oh.
But I think it was pretty cool. He did a good job. He's you can talk to Ethan and he can talk to you like an adult, and his mind is, even Tommy and I were sitting here questioning Danny and Ethan about how much they were acting alike one night. Yeah. It was kind of scary.
The bee lady says, how much maintenance does growing sugarcane require? It requires very little maintenance. Once you get it planted and get it fertilized and get it laid by, it's just like corn. As it grows, you kind of hill some dirt to it and get it laid by. And once it gets to be about a foot tall, a foot and a half tall, you just leave it alone, let Mother Nature do its work after that.
Yeah. The only time we have to do anything with it is like when we got it planted, it's been so hot that it keeps sprouting.
Yeah.
And we have to cut it off before a hard freeze. And we've done that twice. And if it comes a hard freeze anytime soon, we're going to have to do it again because it's up 6 inches or so right now.
Well, what it was, I was told by one of the elders that grows a lot of sugarcane that when I harvested my sugarcane, if I would plant it in the early fall, that by the time springtime come around, that I would have a lot better patch of sugarcane. And I believe it now because that stuff, even in the cold weather, is growing.
Yeah.
And Tommy says, I beat him twice a day, whether he needs it or not, and it seems to be having a positive effect on him. Oh, Tommy, if my mother was still alive, you could call her and ask her, and she would say the same thing about me. She would say, I beat Danny twice a day, even if, just because I know he done something I didn't see him do,
Everybody's saying they love how Tommy and Ethan interact. Y'all, it's real. These two are like this 24/7. When they're in the same room, it's back and forth. They have such a good father-son relationship,
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know who Off Grid Nation is, he'll be on tomorrow night. Okay, I don't know why Tim took Pam off, but anyway, I have to ask about that.
Yeah.
That throwed me.
Yeah, that threw me off too because I didn't see anything that Pam said.
Pam is a friend of ours, Tim. Can you unban her? I don't know what she did right off, but she and Julianne were talking.
Her and Julianne were talking about waffle irons.
Yeah.
And actually cooking food. So I don't know.
They were talking about cooking food. So could you unban her, please? Yeah, Teresa did it. Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, thank you, Teresa.
Sorry about that, Miss Pam. They didn't catch what you were talking about. That's okay.
That was a conversation between her and Julianne.
Yeah, but what was I even talking about?
I don't know. I forgot. That's what happens to you when you get old. Y'all, please don't grow old. We were talking about waffles or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, Miss Pam. I hope it's okay. They didn't catch he didn't. I think that you were talking about food, so it's all good. We put you back in. Danny, you're honestly one of the wisest men I've ever met with a super well-rounded knowledge. Thanks for sharing it.
Oh, Tommy, look, I actually enjoyed sitting down and talking to you. There's not very many people that I open up to like I did Tommy when he was here. I usually hold back a pretty good bit because I'm not sure how much a person can take in at one time. but I could tell by looking at Tommy's face that he was actually absorbing a lot of what was being said. So I did open up a little bit more with Tommy than I normally do with most people.
Dirtpatch said it was y'all's food porn dirty talk. Yeah, y'all are talking kind of about food. Everybody's talking about food.
Everybody's talking. We're about to eat after we get through tonight, you know.
Yeah, Tommy said you thought he was just another pretty face.
Yeah, but yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah, Tommy probably learned a lot about me he didn't know when he was here.
I think you really did. I told him when he left, you're never coming back, are you?
Because when you see me on a live stream or you see me in the videos and then you actually meet me in person, a lot of times I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit of a different person. So, and like I said, I let Tommy in on a lot of things I don't let most people in on. So, but my porch time this week. Have you thought about what was it? Have you thought about this?
Yeah.
Have you thought about this on porch time this week? I actually like my porch time now about homesteading because I'm trying to, just like I talked with Tommy, I'm trying to actually get some information out there to people who they are either beginning homesteaders or maybe you've been a homesteader for a while and you're kind of caught in a nook and you don't know what to do next, or you're maybe an older person trying to start a new homestead again or something like that. And some of the things I shared with Tommy, I didn't share on my regular porch time because there's just not enough time on porch time to tell everything that there is to tell about homesteading. And I was able to share with Tommy about how I used to go out after every rainstorm. I would walk on my property. I would look at where the water's standing at. I would look at where the water's running and where it's gushing at. And in my mind, I would begin to build things as to what needs to go where. And that way, I wanted to let the land do all the work for me instead of me having to work for the land. I want to start working smarter, not harder. I work hard enough, maybe it is. Yeah, I want to work smarter, not harder.
Get that right, because that may be a T-shirt one day.
Yeah, we probably will make a T-shirt out of it one day. But on porch time, I talked about this particular week. I talked about outbuildings. I talked about animals a little bit. What all did I talk about? I forgot what I talked about here.
Y'all may have to.
Well, I talked about land. Yeah. I talk about a lot of these different things because it depends on what kind of homestead you want. Do you want a small one? Do you want a large one? There's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration whenever you start a new homestead.
Teresa Dean says, do you like the smell of rain after it quits? Yes.
Yes. Love it. I can smell rain before it even gets here.
Yeah. And Mike Pratt says with his job, he loads your porch times and then listens to him while he's driving.
Oh, cool. I just hope, just pay attention to what you're doing because sometimes I can distract you. Yeah.
Don't wreck. Just drive.
Oh, but yeah, I enjoy doing porch time because it's the one time that I can actually sit down and get serious and I can give out some pretty good information. And then the rest of the videos that come during the week actually show you some of the things that we actually do on the homestead.
Yeah.
And how they work.
And, what we do, we're not 100% self-sufficient.
Nobody is.
Every time somebody comes here, they find that Wanda likes her candy. She likes her donuts and things like that. And so I do have to buy some of that because I'm not making it.
Yeah.
We have to buy things at the store that we can't produce. And some of the things in our remodeling, we have to go buy because we don't have sheetrock on our land. It just doesn't happen. We don't have tile, things like that. But the trim, I'm going to show you, Danny made the trim. It's awesome that matches the floor. And so we did use trees that was on our property.
Yeah.
So we do use things that we can use on our property, but we're not 100%. And I don't know if you find anybody that is, we'd like to visit with them.
Don't know answer. Okay. So Actually, I mean, I talked about a lot of different things on my porch time. I talk about tiny houses, and I want y'all to understand, I'm not downing tiny houses. I just don't think they're practical for a homesteader. Now, me and Ethan sit down and talked about tiny houses because Ethan's wanting to build him a tiny house.
Yeah.
And for a single young guy who's trying to kind of get his life in order and trying to make a start in life, there is nothing wrong with a tiny house. You know, that's great for that. But now if you've got a family and you're going to be trying to homestead, I can tell you, it's not going to work.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Teresa Dean, take your shoes off, have a sip and sweet tea, stay a bit. Actually, there's a song about that, Teresa. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we like having enough room in our house to have somebody sit down and visit. I've had a small house.
Yeah.
I know what it is to raise 5 kids in not a tiny house. My house was a 20 by 30, which is a small house. I'm talking.
It's small to raise a family.
Maybe 900 to 1,000 square feet, something like that. And there was 7 of us in that house and 1 bathroom for many years, and we gradually added on. But a small house is just for a season. It's just there. I saw Mr. Rain say that.
Yeah.
It's something that you do and work toward a goal. If you're trying to get out of debt and you downsize and then start building what you need, and always have that in the future, that what you're planning toward in case you need to add on or something, because you run out of room in a hurry, especially with kids.
Well, I mean, if you're going to actually do any kind of canning at all, and any kind of prepping and all this kind of stuff, you've either got to have a lot of outside buildings, or you've got to have a big shop. You've got to have something if you're going to stay in a tiny house. And plus, when you talk about tiny houses, most of the time you have to sleep in the attic or in a loft.
Yeah.
And if you get a lot of age on you, you're not going to be able to climb up there safely. So unless you can get one that has a bathroom and a bedroom downstairs, then then it might be okay. But if you live in hurricane zones, I definitely would not recommend one.
Yeah, and there was a question somewhere, but I've missed it a couple of times.
Teresa says, Gravy, ask your questions in caps so they can see
because
it.
we miss.
Ask it again, Gravy 111. We just didn't see it.
Yeah, Mr. Rain, no ladders. Even years ago when I had my tiny house, we had an upstairs with 2 small bedrooms.
Yeah.
And believe me, once we built the bedroom downstairs, I never went back up. Maybe once every month, the kids were told, hey, you bring your clothes down, you bring your sheets down, because mama's not climbing stairs to get it.
That's right.
I'm not cleaning up. You go up and clean. I literally hated climbing the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me and Pam says hurricanes and tiny houses is not a good combo. No, it's not a good combo.
Hurricanes aren't good with any house.
A hurricane's not a good combo with any house, really.
They really aren't. A Wizard of Oz comes to mind. Yep, that's about it.
The big lady says they're built for mother-in-law houses. But actually that's true, because here, even at my house, I had poured a slab right here beside my house. It was a carport. And it was actually going to be a mother-in-law house, because at the time my mother-in-law was living here with us because she was in her last days, and I actually was going to build her a small house next to ours here. So that is kind of a thing. But now there is a plot behind it. Okay, do you all lime your plots? I am new here from Arizona.
In
Poplarville now. Wow, you're only a few miles from us.
Yeah.
It's all clay over here. Yes, we don't lime every year. We lime once every 3 years.
Now, Danny lived in Poplarville.
I lived in Poplarville for 10 years, so I'm very familiar with what you're talking about.
The soil.
I'm very familiar with the soil over there. They have a heavy soil in Poplarville. And I raised some real good stuff in Poplarville.
So if you do need some help, and you can contact us by a private message, and we'll see.
Yeah.
And Danny be glad to
I'll be more glad to talk with you or anything like that. Just send us a PM, and we'll definitely talk about it. Or actually, if you're close enough, we may actually visit you or something, and look at what you got.
Yeah. All right, so have we made it through this?
We've only got 5 minutes left. We got to hurry here. We got some prayer requests people have sent for us.
All right,
Mayhay
is having surgery.
Okay, y'all keep Mayhay on the prayer list. Put up your prayer requests too, because if we messed around, let time get away from us.
Homesteading minimalist. That's not hard to say. They had a heart attack last week. She was doing fine, as could be, but she was talking to me on messaging or something. So you guys remember her? Pastor in Plaid had surgery yesterday.
Yes, our own pastor in Plaid had surgery yesterday. So y'all keep him in prayers. We will be finding out tomorrow how he's doing. Let's see. Anyone else have any? Patera's husband, James. I don't know how he is. Haven't talked to Patera this week. I got to the very end.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Teresa Dean, put all your thumb.
Patera's. They did get. They're going to a new heart specialist. That was what.
Okay.
That was.
I know you and Patera talk all the time, and I
had to. When you said that, it was clicking in my mind what I had to say.
Dolphin Man said, please pray for Big Brad and Big Family Homestead. Yes, we're familiar with all the stuff going on with that.
Let's see. You want to say a prayer, and then we've got one other thing that we want to talk about right quick before we go off.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try to close out here in a word of prayer, and then if we have any time left, we'll finish talking. Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. We just want to lift you up. We want to glorify you. We want to praise your name. We just want to be as close to you as we can possibly get now. In order to do that, we want to start off by saying, Lord, forgive us where we've sinned and failed you, and Father, even our fellow man, forgive us where we've failed them. And Lord, thank you for all the great people that's been in here tonight. We just want to tell you how much we appreciate each and every one of them for spending the afternoon with us, Lord. And Father, there's been some prayer requests went up here. I just pray that you would look down on each one of them, the ones that were sick, Father. They need some healing, and we know you're the great physician. You can step in, you can heal them. And Father, we claim that promise right now in Scripture, where you said you'd heal us if we just asked, Lord. And Father, we want to pray for those who have strongholds in their life, Father, those that have addictions that they can't break. Lord, we just pray that you'll give them the strength to overcome it, that you give them grace in that area. And Father, there are those who have problems with fear and, Lord, marriage problems, financial problems, physical, mental. Lord, there's all these issues that we know that people out there have. And Lord, we just want to ask that you would just be merciful to them, Father, and Lord, just answer them and heal them, and Father, so that their life can be joyful and they can glorify you and praise you during the time that they have left here upon this earth now. And Lord, I just want to say how much I love you and how much I appreciate you for being so good to Wanda and I here, and for giving us such a good homestead, and Father, for helping us to be a blessing to those around us and giving us the knowledge to be able to teach people what we've learned here upon this life, so that maybe they don't have to make some of the same mistakes that we've made now. And Lord, I just want to take time, these special requests that were sent to us this week, Lord. I just want to ask that you would answer them, Father. The heart attack lady, Lord, the one that had the heart attack, we just pray that you would heal their body, Father. We know how they feel. We have a heart condition ourselves, so it kind of touches home with us a little bit now. And Lord, the other ones that's mentioned for the surgery, our pastor and the other ones, Father, just ask for healing for their bodies now. And I just want to tell you, just thank you for those who spend time with us once again now. Lord, we love you. We appreciate you. And just thank you for giving us this country that we live in, to have the freedom to get online and to share our thoughts with like-minded people here tonight now. Be with our leaders, give them wisdom in all that they do. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
Okay, we only have a minute left, but we are planning on being at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference in May the 6th, and we would like to invite each of you to stay tuned over the next week or two. We're going to be giving away 2 adult tickets to the conference. So in the next week or so, we'll be having a video up telling
Yeah.
you how you could possibly win those 2 tickets.
Yep.
And in the description below, check out Off Grid Kid, check out Off Grid Nation. Both of them have channels, and go see Zach. I can mess these names up.
Yeah, go see Zach at American Homestead. He should be on right now.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all for coming in here tonight and spending the night with us.